strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Hey there, Splinterlands fans! Welcome back to the series. We are building starter decks that can go compete in Silver League. This is video 4 of 5, and if you missed the others, to catch you up, essentially I was challenged to build a deck that can go compete at Silver League for under $100. And to tackle that, what I decided to do is to divide this up into 5 different videos, one for each element. I am building decks that cost about $30 to $35 so that you can go choose 3 different elements, put together these decks. It'll cost you less than $100 at current prices, and go compete in silver. And again, based on how gameplay currently is, that can always change. Sometimes it gets easier, sometimes it gets tougher, whatever the case is based on number of players playing. So a lot of things here can change, but we're gonna look at what we've got right now. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go dive into it and look at our fire deck. So this is what I've put together, and honestly there's not too much that's changed since as far as the strategy for the last time I put out this this fire guide. Overall, it's the same strategy. You're going to take Tarsa as again, once again, we're using our level 2 Chaos Summoners here. So we're using Bronze League. I know I said can go compete in Silver League. These are going to be Bronze League cards, but right now cards can play up a level. So if you've got a Bronze League deck, you can go play in Silver League. Absolutely, at the current time, that's not a problem. So we're going to use Tarsa. That gives everybody +1 melee attack. So we are going to use a lot of opportunity, a lot of sneak, those types of things to take advantage of that +1 melee damage. Go deal some heavy damage to those backline cards that might be a little weaker, and try to exploit that and hit hard. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit hard to those backline cards. So one, as far as our tank goes, we've got a couple options in here, and again we're gonna look at a few video clips just to show some overall strategy. But the tank that I really like here, we've got a couple tanks in there. We've got Forgotten One is kind of the more expensive tank. That Forgotten One is a gem in Noxious Fumes. That immunity is so nice, and it can just be a good overall tank. Tusk the Wide is the one that I actually use more often though. Tusk the Wide has Void. In these lower leagues, Obsidian is a very common team. Going with magic damage is very, very common. Tusk the Wide has a lot of health, so he's a good overall tank just to start with. And then that Void makes him just an absolute sponge against magic damage. He can soak up all sorts of magic attacks. So I really like Tusk the Wide, and it's pretty versatile there. I don't have Living Lava listed here because Living Lava was basically just outside the budget. Living Lava is a very, very good tank that has shield and can work extremely well. We've also got a cheap tank down here as far as mana cost and Antoid Platoon, so I do kind of like that. And of course we put in our Fiend. Even though the Fiends are kind of expensive, I've been placing them in because 0 mana cards are very, very important. You're never going to regret having a Fiend. So let's hop in and look at a few battles here. So first one up, we're gonna have Phineas Rage here is a card that I included that I like quite a bit because he's got reach, so it allows us to get 2 attackers hitting that first card. So we're gonna have 2 attackers hitting Conjure. We're gonna have Erase and Striker hitting the back line. Let's go ahead and let this run so you can kind of see what this might look like. Now when we see this Truth Speaker with the putting up that shield, very good summoner down here on Lorna Shine as well. Means it's gonna take basically 3 hits to get through those backline cards, and then they're pulling out the dodges on us as well. So it does take a while, but we're still able to get a lot of backline damage there. Pulled out our own dodge ourselves. And then they've got this magic damage, but keeps hitting Tusk and can just barely do anything. Very, very little damage there. Tusk the Wide is a very underrated tank. I absolutely love this card, especially early in the game when you're seeing all of the magic. I feel like it's a very underutilized card and something that's a very good deal right now. So that was against the Lorna Shine Lorna Shine team. Let's look at more of a mirror match here. We've got a cheap tank this time going with Heatsmith. Now I didn't include Heatsmith on the list. It's not a card I use a lot, but it's actually another very underrated card. If you're looking to throw a cheap tank, and then we're just gonna pile on opportunity damage this time. So we're gonna have Battering Ram, that's a dice card. You've got Parasitic Growth, then Serpentine Spy, 3 opportunity cards that can pick on the weakest cards on the back line. and then you've got some sneak to throw in there as well. So we don't have a strong tank. Again, if you want to add Heatsmith is very, very cheap to go add right now. It won't impact your budget too much, and isn't actually too bad, as you'll see here, some use. But we're just gonna do tons of damage to the back line and hope that we don't need too much of a tank, because we're gonna go take out all those attackers back there anyway. So got a little bit lucky on the RNG there that we took out the spy first. Actually may have been a higher level now that I'm looking at it, but either way, even if spy went first, would have been okay. Just so much damage and going right after, lots of damage and going after the weakest cards. That's a very, very good combination. Worked like a charm right there. And then let's go look at another one. Another one of our cheap tanks up front can be Antoid Platoon. So, and then again, throw in the Fiends. That Fiend's a 0 mana card, right? 0 mana, it took 2 hits. It absorbed 2 hits for a cost of nothing. We're out of mana here, right? So there's nothing else you could have spent it on. So that's why I really like those Fiends in there. And then Antoid Platoon, especially up against like the range damage, against melee damage, has that shield, which makes him a very, very good tank, susceptible to magic damage. But if you're up against ranged, up against other melee damage, can be a pretty nice little tank there. So there are a few examples of what this team can do, kind of what they look like. We'll switch back to it here so you can see the whole list. But strategy's pretty simple. Add lots of sneak, opportunity, reach cards to try it, so you can get some more melee cards that can go out and attack, and then just try to overpower with melee damage. So there's a couple different ways that you can do that. You can take advantage of some rule sets, like when you've got melee can attack from anywhere. That's golden for Tarsa. Get all that melee damage, and you don't even have to use sneak cards or opportunity cards or whatever the case is. So there are a lot of options there, but man, if you want to go with a melee team, Tarsa works really well and isn't too expensive. Tarsa's under $10 right now. So again, let me know what you think. I'll link all the videos once they're all done. I'll have all the videos to or the links to all 5 of those videos down below. And I want to once again want to know what you guys think. Do you, for those more experienced players, are there cards in here that I'm leaving out that you think I should put in? Are there cards on the list that you're not a big fan of? Either way, I feel like all of these are cards that I fairly regularly use. So it works out pretty well. So thanks again. Remember, tomorrow is, what do we have left? We have Earth left. Earth is Water. Sorry, Water is next. Scratch that. Water is next. After tomorrow, I will have all 5 videos out. I'll put them all in a playlist. You guys can run through them, and hopefully this will be a great reference for new players when they start the game. And again, these videos do tend to get outdated kind of fast, especially on prices, but hopefully at least gives players an idea where they can go, okay, there's an overwhelming number of cards. Well, where do I start? Oh, here, this one, narrow it down. Go look at these cards. Go rent them, actually, first is what I recommend. Renting the cards first and find out which ones you like, which combinations you use a lot, then go start to buy those, start to expand your collection, and it's pretty fun to go progress in the game that way. So thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.